We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Inhale deeply. Om. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Welcome back, everyone. We are covering Gita chapter 2. In chapter 2, we are covering the Sthitaprajna Lakshanas. Within Sthitaprajna Lakshanas, we have seen two things. One is that initially we saw the ladder of fall, where if you start thinking about Vishayas, they will bind us. From that binding and attachment to those Vishayas, it will go on to desire, karma, leading to krodha. From krodha, anger, comes sammoha, delusion. From sammoha, smriti bhramsha, which is loss of memory. And from there, buddhinasha, meaning the entire our intellect is gone, which means that we cannot really think about anything and we perish. We perish in the sense we perish from our path to spirituality, even our ability to think through and to be a human being. Because what differentiates the human being from rest of the species is our ability to think. If that is removed, there is no difference between a human and an animal. Now, not only that, the ladder of success is also given, where if prasada means if there is a peace of mind, purity of mind is there, purity of mind, prasada comes when we perform karma yoga. When we perform karma yoga with the attitude with which we are performing karma yoga is, it doesn't matter what the result is. I have to do my duty. That is number one. Second is that I am doing this duty as my to express my devotion to the Lord, and whatever comes, I take it as his prasada. And the action that I am performing is duty only. When I do this, whatever result comes, sometimes the result may be favorable, sometimes the result may be unfavorable. Either way, there is a peace of mind, a little bit of peace of mind. That because we have taken that result as prasada of the Bhagwan, right? Prasada buddhi. When that prasada buddhi, that prasada, what it is doing is that it is actually sarva dukkhanam hani asya upajayate. So that means that it is destroying all our sorrows, because all our sorrows come from the mismatched expectations. I want something and I did not get it. Or I want to get rid of something and I couldn't get rid of it. So that kind of a thing is happening. Because of that, the sorrow is there. Right? Even I think Gautam Buddha also says the same thing. Expectations, if there are no expectations, there is no sorrow. So prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi. And now when that prasada is there, when there is no dukkha, that means that what happened? There is an agitation in the mind, the vikshepa is destroyed. Then what happens? That is resulting in a serenity of mind, which is called as prasanna chetasaha. That prasanna chetasa is the root, I mean, like is helpful, and that is a foundation for us to get our Atma Vidya. That prasanna chetasa, because when that serenity of mind is there, that is when statements such as Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi are given, they are properly understood because there is no disturbance in mind, you are able to think correctly. So there is a Chitta Shuddhi is there, Chitta Ekagrata is also there. And however, if this buddhi is not united with the higher self, meaning the buddhi is the intellect. So people have buddhi. However, the buddhi is going outward. Outward means towards the world, external world. What happens is that buddhi is called as ayukta. Ayukta means it is not united with the higher. When, in that case, what happens? They are not going to uh, they are not going to able to pursue the spiritual path. I mean, they may be able to do Shravana, yes, okay, and maybe a little bit of a Manana is also possible, but Nididhyasana definitely is not possible. Reflecting is also not possible because for us to reflect on the scriptural knowledge, we need a peace of mind. But if the mind is completely agitated and it is jumping from one material object to another material object, we cannot really reflect on anything. So, in that case, you never feel that you are one with God. So that is nachayuktasya bhavana. Nacha bhavayatah shantihi. So when that kind of a feeling is not there, where is the shanti? Where is the peace of mind? And when there is no peace of mind, how can you experience bliss? So this is a question mark that Bhagwan has raised. I mean, this is the question that Bhagwan raised is more like a rhetoric question. Okay? So that means that the answer is that, of course, it is not possible. Okay. So with that, we will go to the next shloka, 67. Okay. Any questions before we start this new shloka? So I'll break down the words for 67, seventh verse. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano vidhiyate. So that has three words. Yat manaha anuvidhiyate. Yat and manaha together becomes yanmanaha. And yanmanaha and anuvidhiyate together becomes yanmanonuvidhiyate. Tadasya, that is two words. Tat and asya together becomes tadasya. Harati prajnam vayurnam vamivambhasi. That word has four words. Vayuhu navam iva ambhasi. So Vayu and Navam together becomes Vayurnavam. Vayurnavam and Iva becomes Vayurnavam Iva. And that Vayurnava Iva and Ambhasi together becomes Vayurnavam Mivambhasi. So this is the breakdown of the words. So one of you go off mute and please repeat after me. Indriyanam hi charatam
इन्द्रियाणां हि चरताम्
यन्मनोनुविधीयते
यन्मनोनुविधीयते
तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञाम्
तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञाम्
वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि
वायुर्नावमिमां वायुर्नावमिमां मिवाम्भसि टंग
वायु-
ट्विस्टर
No problem. Vayurnava mivambhasi. Okay,
Vayurnavamivambhasi.
so okay, Bhagwan is continuing the challenges, right? So Indriyanam is Indriyas. So when we talk about Indriyas, we have five Karmendriyas and five Jnanendriyas. Now, in terms of control of Indriyas on us, they are primarily talk, and then not the five Karmendriyas and five Jnanendriyas. All of them together are Bahyendriyas, external Indriyas. Then there are four Antarendriyas, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. Okay. So these five Jnanendriyas are um, Chakshu, Shrotra, Jihva, Grana, uh, Twak. So Chakshu means eyes, Shrotra means ears, Jihva means taste, the tongue, the taste, and Grana means ability to smell, and Twak means skin, which experiences the touch. These are the five Jnanendriyas. Of course, we have five Karmendriyas, that is hands for grasping, legs for walking, and the what is the third one? Father, Astapada. Then
Organs of excretion.
Yeah.
yeah, so Payu and Upastha organs for excretion and yeah, the third one is Jihva. It's again the tongue itself, which is speech. Okay, then the fourth is organs of excretion, and fifth Buddha and Indriya, and the fifth one is Upastha, meaning which is Upastha Payu. So that is for organ of reproduction. So these five are karmendriyas. So usually whenever we are talking about indriyas, they're talking about jnanendriyas and or antarendriyas. So indriyanam hi charatam. So indriyas are, where are they doing? What are they doing? They are pursuing their objects of experiences. For example, my ear are following sound, shabda, right? My skin, twak, is following sparsha, touch. My eyes are following rupa, form. My tongue is following some kind of taste, rasa. And my nostrils are following some kind of a gandha, smell. So now because these indriyas are running around these things, whatever they are pleased by, mind is also running behind them. So now what is happening? Mind has this knack of increasing this worldly preoccupation. So what is happening is that now mind is not only following with them, mind is actually giving a little bit more push. How is it giving more push? Oh, by the way, I like this particular flavor of ice cream. Let's go there. Okay. I want this particular topping on my pizza, or I like this particular cuisine. So like that, it is making a run. Okay. It is making, it is actually pouring more fuel to the fire of these indriyas. Whereas, and why? Based on this raga dvesha. So this way, like what happened is that my mind and indriyas, like mind is following those indriyas. Anuvidhi, yat manaha anuvidhiyate. So that means anuvidhiyate means mind also goes and gushes into this world of objects. Okay, so indriyas are going, along with the indriyas, manas also is going. So, and now, and not only it is going, it is saying that, oh, I like this, I don't like this. So it is raga, dvesha are being expressed along with this. So it is almost, now if you think about the uh, Ratha Kalpana, what are the horses represent? The horses are representing these jnani indriyas, which are running. And the road on which it is running is filled with Vishayas. Vishayas means objects of those Indriyas. So that means that they want to go behind this, they want to go behind that, enjoy this, experience that, etc. And the one that is controlling those Indriyas those horses are those reins. Now, those reins are held by the Saradhi. Saradhi means charioteer. Now, the charioteer is the intellect, and those reins are the mind. Now, if intellect is not controlling the mind, what happens? The reins will slip away through the charioteer. So the mind slips away from the control of intellect, and then the horses go all around. Now, when the horses are going around, all around, remember, it is not one horse. Okay, there's four or five different horses out there. They could run from all different directions, and the entire chariot can break if it is not controlled properly. Now, so for that, what we normally see is that even when there is one horse, at least when we were young, we were able, like we used to have these horse buggies in which we used to go from one place to another. So even when there is one horse, those horses were used to have some kind of blinder. So, and wherever the charioteer, the Tangawala in India, wants the horse to look, he would turn the head of the horse in that direction, and he used to control the horse with his reins, and those reins are firmly in the control of the Tangawala. Otherwise, we would never take that Tangai anymore, right? So in the same way, when the intellect has firm control on that mind, and mind is controlling those indriyas, that is when everything works. Now, so see, the main problem is coming back to Indriya, the one that is differentiating a. Now, here, if you remember, in a larger context, here we are studying the Lakshanas, the characteristics of Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna is person of steady wisdom. Now, what is differentiating between a person of steady wisdom and us is our inability to control our indriyas. So, now, if you remember, the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, sadhana chatushtaya is fourfold, right? Viveka is the first, Vairagya is the second, Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti is the third, and fourth one is Mumukshutvam. Now, within this Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, what is the first one? Do you recall? Anyone recall? Shama first. Okay. Shama is the first one. And what does Shama means? Shama means Mano Nigraha. Tattva Bodha says Shama Kaha, Mano Nigraha. Single word answer. Okay. Mano Nigraha means what? Control of mind. So control of mind is the first thing that is mentioned in terms of our practices that we need to do. Only when we do the control of mind, then the mind can in turn can control the indriyas, whether they are jnanendriyas or karmendriyas. Now, after Shama, what comes after Shama?
Dhamma,
Dhamma. What does Dhamma means?
control of the sense organs.
So it is it is control of sense organs. So chakshuradi bahendriya nigraha. Okay. Chakshu, etc. Starting with eyes, etc. Adi means etc. Indriya nigraha, control of senses. So again, that is the second one. So if your mind is controlled, automatically you can control your sense. However, control of mind is difficult, so at least control your senses. At least control your senses means what? Yeah. The mind will be always telling what we want to run after. Okay, so for example, a person likes fried food quite a bit. Now, eating fried food for a long time, then the person develops cholesterol and whatnot, heart-related issues, ailments, and the doctor says you should not eat any more fried food. If that is said, what happens? Mind is he's used to eating this fried food all the time, all his life. Now, the moment the doctor said no fried food, would it work? It is a little bit difficult. So, mind would still be wanting that fried food. Now, oh, I want to eat, I don't know, samosa, or I want to eat MSG bhaji, or I want to eat some kind of biryani which is laden with oil, right? So these kind of things, the mind keeps on throwing all of this all the time. Now the thing is that if he goes to a mall, what should he do? Mind is saying, hey, in the food court, they have McDonald's, they have, um, uh, you know, or there's a Chinese place, all you can eat buffet or whatever. Right? I mean, there's so many options in food court, and of course they're all filled with oil, and I want to eat that. So the mind is saying, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. So at the minimum, what he can do is that he can use his indriyas, external indriyas, which are his pada, but pada comes under karmendriya, to walk away from food and turn his face other way so that way, like the eyes don't see that food, turn the face other way so that the nose doesn't smell that wafting smell of oily food that is there, right? So here, that is, so at least to do that. So over a period of time, as you walk away from the oily food and the body is starved of oily food, slowly mind will say, okay, this guy, no matter how much I'm saying, this guy is not going to eat fried food. So it starts bringing up the taste of fried food. So Shama and Dhamma, so these are the very first two things are of the Shama, the Shatka Sampati, Shama and Dhamma, control of mind and control of senses. So if this is not there, we are going to have a lot of tough time. So now that's why what it is saying, that because no matter how much Viveka and Vairagya we have, oh, we know. So Viveka is what? I should not, in this particular example that we use, I should not eat oily food. That is Viveka. Eating oily food is creating problems for me. Why should I eat oily food? I don't want to eat oily food. This is Vairagya. But despite having Viveka and Vairagya, there is no Shama and Dhamma. We continue to eat and then we feel bad. Earlier, at least what happened is that we ate, we enjoyed it, we were happy with it, despite it is creating a problem in our heart health or whatever. Now, we are eating it, but we are not enjoying it, what we are eating. Because why? Because we know that it is bad for us, but we still ate. And we, after eating what? We feel bad. Oh my God, why did I eat? I don't have any control. Da, 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 da. And again, 3 hours later, again, when it is time to eat food, again we eat fried food. So this is a challenge we have if these indriyas are not controlled. So these indriyas, what it is saying is that Tatasya harati prajna vayurnavam vambhasi. So if we don't have that control, what is happening? Tat asya. Okay, so here that means it is saying this that tat is not Brahman. Okay, tadasya. Here tat is referring to whatever has been said earlier, which is indriyas. So these indriyas, what they do? Harati prajna. It will take away the knowledge of spirituality, the knowledge of higher goals, higher ideas, all of them are taken away because indriyas followed by mind, right? So here indriyani hicharatam yanmano nuvidhiyate. So indriyas followed by mind, they are running away running around worldly objects. So where is the time for us to experience, think about, reflect upon the higher ideals of life? So that prajna, that knowledge is lost. So I should be united with this knowledge all the time, but instead, because I'm not united, I'm not holding on to this knowledge, the mind, the moment the my hold on this knowledge is gone, or like I mean, like it is weakened, the mind and indriyas together, they ran away elsewhere, and because of that, my entire prajna is gone. And what happens? This, an example is given. Iva. Iva means just like. Yeah, an example is given. Vayuhu navam iva ambhasi. So, a boat which doesn't have a proper anchor, if it is in water, and if the winds come, a huge wind comes, that boat will go away from its intended direction. So Vayu, ambhasi means water. In water, the boat that is pushed and pulled and taken away somewhere by huge wind, in the same way with these winds from 5 different directions. Okay, this pancha jnanendriyas, followed by the mind. The sixth one has come into play. Ahankara also come into play. Chitta also has come into play. So 8 of them, 8 different directions. Then what happens? How would the boat be? Okay. The boat will may capsize. Even if it is not capsized, it has gone away way far from where it is supposed to be. Okay. It will never reach the destination. Now, in this particular case, what we need to think about is that I do know the truth at the moment. Really, all of us in this session, what the word is there, all of us in this session, we know the truth of the world. What is the truth of the world? Brahman alone is real. Everything else is impermanent. Because everything else is impermanent, me as this human body is also impermanent. My interaction with the world is impermanent. Hence, the joy that this world gives is impermanent, and I cannot really count on this joy that world gives, and I had to hold on to Bhagavan for eternal joy. And that is the only way. That is the purpose of my life, and my fulfillment of my life doesn't happen because I took care of so my relatives or my family. And the fulfillment of my life is not because of whether I made money or I did not make money. The fulfillment of my life is not because I led a healthy life or not, but the fulfillment of my life is that I am realized in this life. Right? That is the fulfillment of life. Now, this we all know. There's nothing new in what I said. However, what is happening? Despite knowing this, because we are not alert enough, our mind keeps throwing these vasanas. I like this, I don't like this. I want this, I don't want that. So like this, because the mind is throwing this, and indriyas are also happily grazing the objects of this samsara with the help of mind, we are unable to reach our destination. So this is a challenge that Bhagavan is pointing to. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano vidhiyate tasya tadasya harati prajna vayurnava vivambasi. Any thoughts or questions based on what you heard so far?
No, the only thing is, this is the most tough thing to kind of control, and both Indriyas and mind, they run together, as you explained. So the self-control of all this is very challenging. I mean, I can just say that, to achieve that oneness with God and dissociate from mind and disengage from mind. I don't know, I coined a phrase because I was struggling myself. I said the mind is on pause. I'm trying to create some sense of inner control, putting a word pause in my own sense of how it is flowing rapidly. So can I put a stop or a pause so that this doesn't run? I don't know.
So,
Indriyanam, but the mind is the one that controls the indriyas, right? All the indriyas.
mhm.
Indriyas by themselves will have no function per se without the mind functioning or pushing the indriyas to work, right?
It is like this, right? Indriyas are pursuing the objects of the world and presenting that knowledge to the mind. See, mind doesn't have eyes. Mind doesn't have ears. Mind doesn't have ability to smell or ability to taste or ability to touch. All those jnana is there with the indriyas. And what are they doing? They are bringing that knowledge to the mind. And when mind is synthesizing and it's saying, "Ah, yeah, okay, I like it. Okay, whatever you saw, that looks good. Let's go." Okay. And then Indriyas follow, continue to do that. For example, okay, mm, if you don't eat meat, okay, if you don't eat meat and you go to market basket, when you go to market basket, there's a huge meat section. What do you do?
Walk away from there.
You walk away. How did that happen? So your eyes, if you analyze, your eyes have seen meat. And it presented there is meat here. And what did mind say? Oh, I don't like that. Walk away. Now what happened? Don't look at that. So you immediately turned your face in a different direction. Okay. And then it also gave signal to the legs. Walk away, walk away. So then you rushed out. Now you went to bakery section. Then what happened? You saw nice cakes. Okay. Now again, mind did not see cakes. Your eyes have seen the cakes. When it saw the cakes, again it presented. And then what did mind say? Ah, let's go look at it. Let's go look at that. Okay. What kind of cakes? What are the fillings? What are the toppings? How is it made of? Is it a cheesecake? Or is it a tiramisu? Is it a regular cake? A plum cake? All questions, right? Bunch of things. Okay, let's go find out. So then Indriyas also again like went, followed the Vishayas, and then started reporting, oh, this is cheesecake. There are 12 slices. Each of them is a different variety. Wow, okay, I can taste all of them. I wish there were like two pieces because I want to taste everything and I also so that and at the same time, even if my wife wants a slice, I still get to taste everything. Okay, so this kind of thought process going on. So again, what happened there? Mind, I mean, the Indriyas have presented the knowledge, mind have loved it. So that is why it is a Indriya. So Indriyanahmi charatam yanmanonu vidhiyate. So Indriyas have started walking, and when Indriya started walking, mind also followed it, and then it wanted. It says that I want this, I want that. Okay. Right? If you go to Costco or BJ's, what happens? There are, especially if you go near lunchtime, there are this product down
Sample to see.
sample,
Samples.
product sampling. Okay, so even if you don't eat, okay, you want to go check out everything. What are they offering? What are they offering? Can I taste it? Can I drink it? Can I eat it? And if you like it, you'll actually pick up whatever they're trying to sell, look around. Okay, so you check which aisle it is, and you go and pick that up. Right? So all of this is where Indriyas and mind are going in unison. Whereas mind is supposed to control indriyas, it is becoming one of indriyas. So it is like a, what do you call, like a, in a corrupt nation or in a corrupt locality where police are, it is almost, it is just like police are hand in hand with the thieves. Okay, so instead of controlling the thieves, instead of punishing them and controlling them, this is saying like, okay, let's go, let's do it. Okay, so this is a challenge. So whereas a mind that is the control of the buddhi, buddhi means where the viveka and vairagya are strong, and because viveka and vairagya are strong, it is saying like, no, no, this is right thing, no, 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 this is wrong thing. Even if you have strong viveka and vairagya, if shama and dhamma is not there, even you know that it is wrong, you still continue to do the wrong thing. But when shama and dhamma are also in high quantity, along with viveka and vairagya, then you are unlikely to do that mistake. Okay? So let's go to the next shloka. Next shloka, 68. Again, I'll break up the words for you. Tasmat yasya, that has got two words. Tasmat yasya. Tasmat yasya becomes tasmat yasya. Mahabaho, maha and baho. Nigruhitani. So this is unfortunately is one word. There's no breakup of this word. Nigruhitani. Sarvashaha. Indriyanindriyardhebhyasya. Sorry, Indriyanindriyardhebhyastasya. That one has Indriyani followed by Indriya Ardhebhyaha Tasya. Four words. Indriyani, Indriya Ardhebhyaha Tasya. Together becomes Indriyani Indriyardhebhyastasya Prajna Pratisthita. So one of you go off mute and please repeat after me. Tasmadyasya mahabaho
तस्मादयस्य महाबाहो
निगृहीतानि सर्वशः
निगृहीतानि सर्वशः
इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्त्य. Sorry, you're cutting it. Okay.
So we are cutting after
Okay.
ardhebhyaha. Okay.
Yeah.
Indriyaणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
इन्द्रियाणि इन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता.
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठितः.
Visarga and pratisthita. Okay.
प्रतिष्ठा.
So usually these shlokas are meant to be read in one breath each. So that means like the Tasmadesya Mahabaho Nigruhitani Sarvashaha Indriyani Indriyadhebhya Tasya Prajna Pratisthita. So that's how it's supposed to be read. But what happened is that in modern days, we are allowed to cut these each pada into two halves. So this is Anushtup Chandas. So in Anushtup Chandas, each line has 16 syllables. So you can cut after 8 syllables and breaking down the sandhi. So that is how it becomes Indriyani Indriyarthebhyaha Tasya Prajna Pratisthita. But it is actually somewhat, I mean, in an old school people, they disapprove of this, but Chinmaya Mission recommends that we chant this way, so that way everyone is more and more comfortable with this chanting in this manner. Okay? So, Tasmat yasya mahabaho nigruhitani sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhya tasya prajna pratishtita. So now, what is he saying is that Bhagavan is saying, so in the previous shloka, when he said, he has given a problem statement. What is the problem statement? Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu vidhiyate tadasya prihati prajna vayurnavam vamphasi. So what is it? If usually indriyas are running into their vishayas, when they are running, mind is also going with them. So because of that, the knowledge or the prajna or the wisdom of that person is lost, just like a boat is capsized in strong winds. Now, so therefore, what should you do is what it is said, tasmat. So when it says tasmat, therefore. So therefore means therefore what? Because what you just heard in previous shloka, Hey Mahabaho. Okay, Hey Mahabaho. So here, Mahabaho is referring to, because Lord Krishna is talking to Arjuna, Mahabaho is referring to Arjuna. Okay? Mahabaho means one who has strong arms. Now, sometimes when Krishna is talking to Arjuna and calling him as Mahabaho, it is also a hidden warning is there. What is that warning? Bahu, how many bahus someone has? Say like how many hands? 2. So that means that Mahabaho can also mean that one who is strongly, because Maha means strong, right? As in like in the superlative. Okay. One who is strongly identified with duality. Okay. So Tasmat, He Mahabaho, because you are still in duality, you need to be very careful. Okay? Because, and what was the challenge even before, like what we saw? Because our mind is not united with the higher. So even when someone has prajna means buddhi has come, meaning that I want to hold on to higher. Once these indriyas bring some new things in front of us, the mind running away behind it, our prajna is lost, meaning our ability to hold on to the higher truth is also lost. So you never know when this indriyas create this kind of a havoc. So be alert. Yasya indriyani indriyardhebhyah nigruhitani. Okay. So yasya. So here, since all the evils that are rising, okay, that have been described, right, because of the sense organs, tasmat, therefore, mahabaho, tasya means whoever wisdom, okay, tasya prajna means whosoever's wisdom is pratishtita. Pratishtita means which is established, meaning what is the context here? We are talking about sthita prajna. Sthita prajna is like, whose prajna pratishtita means prajna is sthita. I mean, like wisdom is established. There, what happened is that yasya, whose indriyani, organs, sarvashaha, meaning all type of organs, meaning all types of indriyas, meaning jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, as well as antarendriyas, meaning mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, all those kind, okay? They are all nigruhitani. Nigruhitani means withdrawn. Where are they withdrawn from? From indriyarthebhyah. Okay? So, from their objects of those indriyas. Again, we've said, right? If indriya if Indriya is a Shrotra Indriya, Shrotra means ear, what is the Indriyartha? The Indriyartha means the subject of that Indriya is Shabda. Shabda is going into the head, into the ears. Similarly, if the Indriya is Chakshu, the Indriyartha is Rupa, a form that is going to eyes. Like that. Now, all these Indriyas, what are they doing? They are withdrawing, Nigruhitani, from their objects of desire, okay, objects of their indriyas. When that is there, then he is a Sthita Prajna. So that means what? Okay, in a Sthita Prajna is able to control his indriyas from the indriya vishayas. So if you look at the again Rathakalpana of Mahabharata, right? So that means the charioteers, the intellect, has a firm grip on the mind, and because of the firm grip on the mind, and he is controlling the mind, and the mind in turn is pulling those horses back from running helter-skelter, they are running straight. So that means that they are progressing towards destination. So that is the difference between me and a Sthita Prajna. In my case, despite knowing all this knowledge and all of this, the moment I see something that interests me, the entire knowledge of Gita is gone. That is my challenge. So this is, and we may think that my mind really is, is in control. All I want to do is nowadays listen to Bhagwan's Katha, sing bhajans, go to satsang, read books. Not junk books. Okay, I'm only reading Nyaya Shastra. I'm reading Vedas. I'm chanting Pusha Suktam. I'm chanting Bhagya Suktam. Chanting Ayus Suktam. So what happens is that in our vasanas, it is said that we have three types of vasanas. One is Deha Vasana. Deha Vasana means desire for comfort of the body. So that means that I need to have good health, I need to be strong, I don't have to be taking any medication. And for me to be comfortable, a nice house would be great, okay? And a nice house with nice furniture and a nice car for me to go from one place to another. So all of those are Deha Vasanas. Okay? Vasanas regarding the physical comfort, to comfort the body. Then the second level of vasanas are loka vasana. People should recognize me. People should think that I am a great person. Wherever I go, they should honor me. They should respect me. So these are all loka vasanas. You kind of like all of these follow in Western society. There is something like a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but essentially, like he has like a 7 layers. Okay, so one is that you need to have basic food and security, and once that is there, then you need to have like a better security in the sense like your 401k is all established, your retirement is all taken care of like that, and then comes the mental desires. I should have someone who loves me, etc. I should be loved. Then intellectual thing comes, which is I should know everything, I should be respected and all of that. Then comes power based like that, right? So there is 7-layer thing that he talks in terms of a satisfaction, in terms of happiness, the way a person thinks in terms of happiness. Now, in the same way, we categorize them as three. First is Dehavasana, second is Lokavasana, which is a desire for fame, and the third is Shastravasana. Shastravasana is desire to learn more and more. So this learning more and more, there's nothing wrong with it. See, like, I am only trying to do better myself. So what is wrong with it? So this is where, when Adi Shankaracharya ji saw that Brahmana, who is very old, and he was practicing and memorizing the Sanskritam sutras, Panini sutras, he said, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte, Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati, Drukking Karane. That's what he said. Right? So think about God, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate. Keep chanting Govinda's name, hey, Mudhamati. Mudhamati means whose mind or intellect is deluded. At the time of death, at the time, when the time comes, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Drukking Karane. Here, this Drukking is one of the Panini Sutras, like a Sanskrit grammar rules. This is not going to help you. It is not going to save you. Means save you from the samsara, and you still have to get to samsara after death, meaning like you need to take another birth, another death. So whatever you learn now, it is going to be wasted, because again in your new life, you need to learn from scratch again. Instead, do the chanting of Lord, and with the Bhaja Govindam, when you chant, with that at least you are going to gain your moksha. So this many people, it is said that this Shastravasana, desire to learn more and more, also becomes an obstacle, and therefore we need to, like the people have to get out of that one also. I don't think any of us are in that boat yet, but when time comes, we need to drop off that desire for Shastra also and go beyond. And going beyond in what? Meaning, hold on to the true nature of ourselves as Bhagwan, as Brahman, and we need to, and that is how, and when that is done, you automatically become Sthita Prajna. So this is the lesson that Bhagwan is telling us. That Indriya, so the overall summary is, Indriyas are going to take us all over. Unfortunately, mind also goes behind them. But if you want to control, what we need to do is that hold on to the higher supreme all the time, and we need to have a control on these indriyas, and let those indriyas do not roam about. So when the indriyas do not roam about, so how it can be done? Viveka and Vairagya are not enough. We need to develop Shama and Dhamma. This is the summary of these two shlokas. Any questions on this shloka that we just concluded, 68?
No, I think
Yeah.
he also adds that you have to use the eye of wisdom rather than the sensory organs to perceive the objects. So when if you have the capacity to remind yourself that is the way to look at things rather than through the sense organs, it will eliminate all the agitation and all the things that roam in our heads. And again, I think that is a very heavy duty order, but that is the bottom line. The other word I wanted to, I know we've gone through this one in other satsangs before. Once you have realized you don't need to know Vedas and all that, that has no meaning. Once the person is realized, he doesn't have to go back and study any of the materials, especially because he's already reached that, what his final destination is. So, yeah, okay, that's all. Okay, go ahead. Shobhaji, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about you kind of complemented what I was about to express. So the Deha Indriyas and the Mano Buddhi,
Mhm.
they are also kind of, it leads to kind of an attachment. You have to give up those also to attain the higher. And when you want to attain the higher, that is also kind of an attachment, isn't it?
So the thing is that you are not, so that is where like, are you bandha, are you mukta?
As of now, I'm a bandha.
Is it so?
Yeah, because I'm attached to my mind, body, mind, intellect.
Hmm?
So I
Now,
have to
when you
go
say I
beyond.
am attached, who is attached?
When I say I, the understanding is this body, this mind, this.
So if this okay, so this mind and this body, you know that you are not this mind, you know that you are not this body, and you're saying that this mind is attached to this body. So are you attached or are you not attached?
I am attached. I still feel I am attached because
So are you your mind?
yes and no, because mind is something, when the body is gone, there is no such thing as the mind existing, right? So as long as the body is there, there is something that we call the mind, which I say this is my mind. My mind is working like this. Or
Is it the ego?
So ego meaning ahankara, right? So are you ahankara? Yes or no? Let's go through one at a time. Are you this body? Yes or no?
yes, I am this body as long as I'm associated with
You,
my mind.
so is so in all the Vedanta that we have studied, right in the second chapter itself, Bhagavan has said that you are not this body.
Mhm.
Okay, you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you this body?
No. So no, I'm not this body.
Now, this mind you have studied that this body is threefold body. You have studied this Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karma Sharira. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you Stula Sharira? Yes or no?
Yes,
Your Stula Sharira, this physical body?
physical body. Yeah.
You just
Oh,
said no.
from that point of view, no, I'm nothing then.
You're not this physical body. And you know that you're not this Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. You know that you're not this causal body either. Okay. Now, come back to the main objection you have. The main objection is I am not I am bandha. So there's Atma, who is you, and Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karma Sharira. Who is saying in this four, who is saying I am bandha?
The Atma.
There is something, um,
Can Atma speak? Or can
mm,
Atma think?
it's what we say, the ego, or
And
when
where
the
does ego live? Where does ego live in these four parts? Stula, Sukshma, Karma, Sharira, Atma. Where is ego? Ahankara.
in the Karana Sharira.
Ahankara is in Sukshma Sharira. Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara are in Sukshma Sharira. Okay? But okay, so now are you Atma or are you Sukshma Sharira?
The Atma is kind of the Sukshma Sharira, the causal body
The Sukshma Sharira is
itself with
subtle
the
body, but
Karana.
huh?
the causal body associates itself as the Atma also, or binds itself. The Atma binds itself with the
You mean subtle body, not causal body. Causal body is Karna Sharira. Karna Sharira is simply Avidya.
okay. The
Okay, so you're thinking that Sukshma Sharira binds with Atma.
the Atma.
Okay, but does that mean that Sukshma Sharira and Atma are one and the same or different?
They're different.
They are different. Okay, so now again I'm asking the question. When you say you are Bandha, is Atma saying it? Sthula Sharira saying it? Sukshma Sharira saying it?
It's the Atma is not saying that it is associated. No.
Okay, so Sukshma Sharira is saying that I am Bandha. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so when is Atma ever Bandha?
No.
Never. Atma was never Bandha and never Mukta because it was never Bandha to be liberated.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if that is the case, I am Bandha, who is saying, Sukshma Sharira is saying, and you are not your Sukshma Sharira. If you are not your Sukshma Sharira, you are never Bandha. It is a false notion that you are Bandha because you are unfortunately identifying with Sukshma Sharira. The moment you stop associating yourself with Sukshma Sharira, you know that you are never Sthula Sharira, you are never this Sukshma Sharira, you are never this Karna Sharira. Okay. So you are Nitya Bandha Vimukta. Meaning we have never had Bandha even to seek Mukti. The one that is seeking Mukti is not you. The one that is seeking Mukti is your Ahankara. Meaning, but when I say your, not just you alone, my Ahankara, Chanji's Ahankara, everybody's Ahankara. Okay? And what? Saying that, okay, so I'm not, even though this as Ahankara, I think I am this body, this mind, this intellect, and I am Atma, but reality is not that. I am whatever is thinking as that I am, that is that the one that is thinking is merely jada, inert. The ability to think it has gained because of the presence of that Sakshi. And the presence of the Sakshi is making this mind think that I exist. Reality is that this mind is inert. So when I say I am, I need to understand that I am not the one who is thinking that I am. I am the one who is giving or enlivening this inert ahankara to say I am. Okay? As a result, I am never bandha, never mukta.
So, but the Sakshi, if it is trying to goad the
Sakshi is not trying to do anything. Okay? Sakshi has nothing to do. Sakshi has nowhere to go.
okay, that is soul, that is the one. But then how do we connect the Ahankara, the three, to the Sakshi then? Why do we connect the three to the Sakshi?
Let's say let's go back to Drisha Viveka, what you learned in Drisha Viveka. Okay? In the presence of Ahankara, this Ahankara, and in the presence of Sakshi, Ahankara has got enlivening. And that enlivening capacity has passed to rest of Antakarana. Antakarana meaning the rest of Mana, Buddhi and Chitta. Then from there it passed to Indriyas. From there it passed to the body. So it has because of the presence of this Sakshitva, okay, Chaitanya. The Chaitanya is the enlivening sentiency. It is as if it has entered into this inert thing, and this entire inert thing is moving. Okay? And now, as long as that inert thing is moving, we think the inert thing is thinking that it is real. The reality is the presence of this Chaitanya, this presence of this Chit aspect of Satchit Ananda is making it work. And why did it appear that in the Antakarana in the first place? Because the Antakarana or Ahankara is made up of Shuddha, Sattva Guna. So Sattva has the ability to reflect. So as long as the Sukshma Sharira is there in the body, that reflection of Sakshi happens and enlivening of the body happens. The moment the Sukshma Sharira leaves this physical body, the physical body is dead. However, the Sakshitva is still there in the body. However, the object to shine, reflect, the Sakshitva is not there. So that is why it is called as dead body. The Sukshma Sharira, as and when it goes somewhere and takes root in another physical, another Sthula Sharira, then it catches the light of this consciousness and again enlivens that body, and that now you call that body is born. So it is the presence, the capacity of Ahankara to reflect because of its purity. Purity again, like you don't think like as a pure as impure as in like a good person. No, the purity is here referring to the nature of the Ahankara, which is made up of Sattva Guna. But the one who is thinking that I am Bandha or I am Mukta is Sukshma Sharira. I am different from Sthula, Sukshma, Karana Sharira. I have nothing to do with these three. I am just a mere witness. I as my real I, which is Atma, I cannot even think. Okay. To think, I need to have a different parts. Atma is partless. Atma is Nishkala, partless. It is Kevala. Okay. So in that Kevala, there is no thought, there is no thought modification, there are no vasanas, no gunas, nothing. It's just the purpose is it just illuminates whatever comes in its path. That's all.
That's the delusion we all have. So that's the bottom line, is we have to overcome that delusion that that's not me, and that's a constant struggle. And because we always identify with our BMI and forget that what's our true nature. And as I keep reading all literature, that keeps hammering one word: say, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, and put it through your head. And it's not easy to grasp that, because as you said, if you identify with the Brahman, that's a good attachment to have, rather than attachment to the body or BMI. So that's perfect attachment. If you can align yourself to Brahman, great. That I would think that is the ideal situation.
So going back to your root question, thank you, Chanji. Going back to your root question, the attachment to the higher, holding on to the higher is not attachment. Rather, you're trying to, holding on to higher literally here means, by the way, I thank you for asking this question, right? Because holding on to higher doesn't mean that you are pushing away the lower. No, no, no. You are trying to find who you really are, and you're holding on to your true nature. That's all. So it is not a desire or anything like that. It is not a desire or anything, because you are trying to differentiate who you are from who you are not. So if I have a thought, I know that I am not that thought if I start observing my thoughts. But I also, the one who is saying, this thought is not me, is not self, it is ahankara which is saying. So even the one who is saying that I am not my thought is also not me. And however, this ahankara is able to say, I am not this thought. How is it able to say? Because of the consciousness, sakshi, the presence of the sakshi is making it say that. So I am that battery that is empowering this light, which is saying this. Okay, or if my computer is I have like a voice-enabled chat GPT. Okay, so and it is answering all my questions. It is still AI, right? So in this case, it is still ahankara. The moment all this chat GPT is able to say, because of the power that is coming from electric point. The moment I pull out the plug, there's no chat GPT, nothing. Okay, the computer goes blank. And I am that power that is empowering the ahankara to say, I am this body, or I am Brahman. Even the one who is saying, I am Brahman, is also the ahankara. So we have to differentiate that.
So then, I mean, then that question, that question itself will not be applicable, because when you say I am, that I once again is referring to your individuality, the ego, but you cannot say, when you say I am Brahman,
Mhm.
that I, you are not like you are saying it with the realization that you are not the body anymore, you are not the mind anymore. It is only then that you can say, I am Brahman.
Mhm.
So
And
when you,
yeah, so, and I'm just cautioning that when you say I am Brahman, the one that who is saying is I am Brahman is ahankara. Okay? But I am not that ahankara either. I am one step further,
beyond.
further away from that. Okay, so be aware of that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's close. पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ